And I do want to play that soundbite of President Trump where he talks about his belief that Iran would attack first. There's been some back and forth on this. Were they going to attack Israel? Were they going to attack the United States or attack at all? Here's what the president said.
But I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. We attacked first. And if we didn't, it could have been, look, we're really decimating them. They're being decimated. And if we didn't, and by the way, we have massive amounts of ammunition. We have the high end. A lot of it was given away stupidly by Biden, very stupidly, for free.
Marcus, and he also talked about gas prices, and he said that in the long run, he believes those will come down because of this attack, even though in the short run, you might see this increase. Having anybody have a conversation around the economy when we're trying to save all of our lives from being wiped off the face of the earth doesn't really matter to me right now. The oil prices are a function not just of the strait being closed, but it's a function of insurance being taken away and people having a lack of predictability. But if you watch the precision of dealing with Venezuela, drilling here in the United States, there was a lot of anticipation building to this moment. I don't think he woke up on Tuesday of last week and said it's time to go. I think he said the parts are in place. We're going to protect the American consumer. And a small little detail, for every $10 the barrel goes up in price, it cost Americans $300. If you told me it was going to cost me, and if I was struggling, $300 to prevent me from getting wiped off the face of the earth, I would do it. It's not an economic decision. Indeed, no doubt about it. And he, interestingly, Harris, pinpointed 2 points. He said, look, I think if Obama's deal had not been undone, Iran would have a nuclear weapon. And he said, it was fascinating to me to hear, if we had not done Operation Midnight Hammer, he said within a month, Iran would have had a nuclear weapon.
I think Marcus put it best, that the pieces were in place. And you'll notice this is one of those things that the president has been working on. And you know, because you were press secretary in his first term, he's been working on this. It's a long game with him. He does this just like others around the globe. Don't just look, for the next 6 weeks, but he looks beyond that. He's looked beyond the 6 weeks he told us that this might happen, that it might take that long, maybe a little longer, but he's looked long game all along. And it goes back to that deal that Obama had put in place and those pallets of cash and all the ways that we tried to spin the heads of the people who want us not to exist in Iran. But I thought it was fascinating. Early question was, did Israel force your hand, Mr. President? And he said, no, I might have forced their hand for the very reason that we just played, because he could see what was coming next and they were going to hit us.
Hey, everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.